Hey Yappers, welcome back to Binge Yap Repeat. Today, we are welcoming Poonim back to the potty as our guest host and diving deep into Running Point Season 2. In this episode, we're yapping about everything from celebrity cameos to movie references, and also exploring the real-life headlines and basketball lore that inspired this season, and maybe even future seasons. Much like a basketball, this episode has a lot of hot air. Our episode starts now. Welcome back, Yappers, to another episode of Binge Yap Repeat. I'm your host, Ruchi, and I'm proud to welcome back to the pod the person who has my only physical copy of Remarkably Bright Creatures, Poonim.
Yay,
Welcome,
hi.
Poonim.
Thanks, and sorry. I promise. I'm like halfway through. I'll give it back as soon as I can.
It's okay. I got it on Libby on my Kindle, and I think I'm like 10% through so far.
Oh, okay.
Actually, to be honest, I prefer reading on my Kindle more so than a book. So,
Oh, interesting.
you've done me a favor.
Oh, well, you're welcome then.
Poonim, have you ever played basketball? Ever?
Our friend Esther did try to teach me, and I quasi-learned how to dribble, and then I think we played 2-on-2, and then I was winded after like 2 minutes of playing. So I'm going to say no.
Nice. Okay, great.
What about you?
Have you ever maybe run an NBA basketball team in that case?
Only a fantasy one.
Amazing. I too have similar levels of non-expertise, so this should be fun because this week's episode is all about Running Point Season 2.
And we are by far the most qualified to talk about this.
We're gonna do our best. I do have some fun facts to talk about. We'll stumble over them. We'll see what happens. Okay. So, Running Point is an American sports comedy television series created by Elaine Coe, Mindy Kaling, Ike Barinholtz, and David Stassen, and starring Kate Hudson, and also Brenda Song and a bunch of other star-studded actors. The series initially premiered on Netflix on February 27th, 2025, was promptly renewed in March 2025, and followed up with the second season premiering on April 23rd, 2026, which was this past Thursday. Yes. Okay, Poonim, what would you do if you finally got a championship ring as owner of the only LA basketball team, and then you find out that your brother, who just got out of rehab, has started up a rival basketball team with the help of the Toilet King of Orange County and your boyfriend/lover as head coach? What would you do?
Oh, see, because I'm petty, I would release the files. I would probably just blow up my brother's spot and just be like, oh yeah, start your team. By the way, he is still very much an addict.
Oh, okay, wait. So, okay, when you said release the files, I was like, the Epstein files? Like,
If that was in my power, I would do that too.
I was like, whoa. Okay, yeah. Okay, so by files, you mean like
his
a
dirty
recording?
secret. Yeah, I would air out the skeletons in his closet. Dirty laundry? Whatever.
Sure, why not?
I'm combining the two sayings.
Great. Yeah, dirty skeletons in your laundry closet.
They're the worst.
So dusty. Okay, well, I do have a fun fact. Did you know that Running Point is based on a true story? Loosely based.
I did, because I think after season 1, I had seen some article, but I don't know, like, to what extent. Like, was the owner of the Lakers actually successful or not? Or, so I feel like that's as far as I know. But if you know more, please share.
I do know just a little bit more. So to make up for my lack of basketball knowledge in general, I did do a deep dive on the research behind the true story. Kate Hudson plays Isla Gordon, who is based on Jeannie Buss of the LA Lakers. So the true story part, like Jeannie Buss, her dad was absolutely a playboy, like pretty eccentric. He had 6 children, and in his will, I think it was like, oh yeah, okay, after her father died in 2013, his 66% controlling ownership of the Lakers passed to his 6 children via a trust, with each child receiving an equal vote. So maybe they each got 11%, just doing some
Yeah.
quick maths off the top of my head
Whoa.
there. I know. So yeah, they each got 11%, but in Jerry's succession plan, Jerry's Jeannie Buss's father, he did say that Jeannie was to assume his previous title as the Lakers governor, as well as the team representative at the NBA Board of Governors meetings. So she became president of the Lakers, leading the team's business operations, while her brother Jim, who is most likely Cam Gordon in
Mm.
the series, continued as executive VP of basketball operations. So the true part of it is that there was some tension between Jeannie and her brother Jim in terms of
Uh-huh.
control of the basketball club. And if you remember in season 1, Cam Gordon was basically saying like, oh, we need to lose as much as possible so that we amass a bunch of first round draft picks. But then Isla Gordon was like, we can't do that. That's like destroying the brand of the Waves. So that part was actually kind of true. So like that did happen. That was Jim Buss's plan. And then Jeannie was like, no, we're not doing that. So
Absolutely not.
yeah, so it like led to a little bit of tension. And apparently, well, as you know, now Jeannie is like fully control of the LA Lakers, like
Mm.
is the executive person, CEO, whatever the case may be when it comes to an NBA club. I don't know. But anyway, she is like the final decision maker for the Lakers, and that is the way that things are going with the Waves as well.
You know what? Good for her.
You know what else is low-key true, which I thought was wild? Um,
Oh,
in
God.
in 2018, Jeannie Buss and her siblings discovered they had a long-lost older sister who had been adopted in 3rd grade without their knowledge.
Okay, so wow. So the half sibling part is true. That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. That's funny.
Yep. Kind of wild. I don't think, like, I don't know what the working relationship is between
Hmm.
the Buss children and this long lost sister. I have a feeling it may not be the relationship between the Gordons and Jackie.
Probably not. I can't imagine.
Yeah, but at least the fact that they do have a long lost sibling is true.
So that was an older sibling, and Jackie's like the youngest.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Oh, yeah. So it's got to be like way different.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, it is the oldest sibling. Her name is Lee. First child of Dr. Jerry Buss and Joanne Mueller, given up for adoption because her parents didn't have didn't have the time, finances, and resources to raise her the way they felt she deserved. Because he didn't own the Lakers yet.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes, to support a family in this economy, it helps to own an NBA team, I think.
I think so. I mean, yeah, that wasn't that a plot point of this season of Running Point. It was like, oh, we don't have enough money to like pay the dancers what they deserve, but we somehow have money for this $200 million contract.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you could see it pulling from like real life stuff because remember after uh what is the Dallas Cowboys
Mm,
cheerleaders, the first season came out, then it came out that they got like paid pennies for the amount of time that they spend.
yep.
So I feel like that was like their way of like tying into like real world headlines, dynamics in sports leagues, question mark.
Yeah. Okay, what were your thoughts about that storyline? Because I felt kind of mixed about it.
Yeah, I feel like I felt a little mixed. I don't think it warranted like its own kind of episode per se, and you kind of see Isla being very much like not a girl's girl and like towing the company line. But yeah, I mean, I guess like the happy ending is they get a better locker room and they get a pay raise and like health insurance, which is like great. They're also not in season the entire year, so I don't know how that works out. But I mean, yay.
Oh,
You finally came over, Isla.
I didn't even think about the fact that they're like not in season the whole year. So like, do they have health insurance the whole year? That's a good question.
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if they have to Affordable Care Act something the other couple of months of the year.
Well, wait, like teachers also kind of like have a season in some ways, and they get paid health insurance, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think so, but I also don't know because I think it's just like the summer. So maybe they just extend whatever health insurance contract to cover. I don't know. I can do some research. And by research, I mean ask
Michael,
Michael.
Michael, we have a question. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is about the basketball season. This is where Esther would have been helpful.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like for the basketball season, but it does seem like they have a lot of events that go on during the off season too. So like maybe
Yeah.
they don't have events for like a
Tied to
couple like
games. Yeah.
yeah, like maybe like 2 months and then they start like a preseason and then like, the actual season, then the playoffs and the postseason stuff. So it feels like there is a lot of activity going on. I don't
Yeah.
know how required the dancers are for those activities, but yeah. What I felt like my mixed feelings about that episode is that it just felt like contrived drama, or not contrived, manufactured drama, because they're like, oh, we absolutely don't have the money for this. And then at the end of the episode, they're like, Sephora sponsored your new locker rooms. You're welcome. And we also have money for your health insurance now. And
Uh,
and we're not going to tell you how or why if that happened.
I mean, that just kind of felt like a theme throughout the season because it was also telling, um, what is Brenda Song's character's name?
Allie?
Allie, like, kept, like, kicking the can down the road about her raise, and then it end up, telling her that she can't get it, and, like, that was the incentive for her to go to Toronto, which they put on the bluest filter for all the
Oh my
Toronto
God, I know.
scenes. It felt like Twilight. I felt like we were in Forks, Washington with how blue they made the video.
Yeah, I was like, what is this blue filter?
You have to know it's cold, even inside the office.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I was like, wait, what is that Twilight sound thing that's like, that's what
Some
it felt
hoa
like.
hoa filter.
It absolutely was a hoa filter. Oh my God. Okay, yeah. And then she comes back from Toronto and then she's fine. She's just working in the. Did she get her raise?
God, I hope so.
Not talked about.
Not talked about.
Not talked about. Great.
I feel like for how they market the waves, it feels like it would be like a multi-billion-dollar franchise. And I feel like you can say that, we have to be very strict about the numbers, but it almost made it seem like they were like underwater. And I was like, is that how that works?
Yeah. This is like how my mom would tell me that we didn't have enough money to afford a Lunchables when I was in elementary school. And I was like, oh my God, we can't afford Lunchables.
Lunchables? Yeah, it does feel a little bit like that.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. Something is sus around here.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. All right. So a lot of mysterious things that we really didn't get an answer. Like, what is the state of this club? I think the other thing that comes to mind is when the ceiling of the court just crumbles down.
Oh, yeah.
And then they get a sponsorship from one of Isla's high school friends or college friends, at some pharma company, and then they have to redo the entire court with these words. And then I was like, shouldn't this have, I mean, okay, maybe they had a point about it, like, oh yeah, like, Sandy, you should have, seen this come across your desk. And he was like, I was distracted with Tommy White. And then everyone's like, okay. But like, everyone else is there and they see words being put on the court, right?
Yeah. Also, I feel like for what it's worth, if you were to be sponsored by a pharma company, you would not be putting the name of the drug and all of the associated side effects and like all of the required language on there. You would just have the name of the company.
Poonim, as someone who is in this field,
It just made me chuckle.
Is there any scenario that would happen where you have to list, in addition to the drug that you're marketing, you have to list the side effects with it?
Listen, if you're going to be advertising the name of a drug, a branded drug, directly to consumers, you have to list everything. But if you are sponsoring a basketball team, you don't need to advertise the drug. Just put the company name. I'm pretty sure, like, Novartis sponsors some team. You know what I mean? Anyways.
But no,
also,
no one has really like put the name of the drug on the court. So maybe that's what they wanted to do.
No, yeah. I mean, I have to imagine that I don't even think that would be allowed by regulators.
By like pharma regulators? By big pharma?
Well, maybe the FDA we have now, but the FDA of a couple of years ago would be like, I'm not so sure.
That's fair. Okay. So this is yet another, like, this would
Thing.
never happen. Okay. You got to insert the comedy somewhere, I guess.
Again, I feel like things were very light on the realism and very light on the sport itself, and very much about Isla and her family and like corporate drama.
Yeah, boy. Okay, so I kind of mentioned it, but what do you think about Sandy's new relationship, Tommy White? Do you think they're endgame, or do you think it was done?
I absolutely do not think that they're endgame. I feel like Sandy was getting cracked and like good for him, but Tommy got the ick, and I feel like you just can't come back from that.
I agree.
Especially for somebody like Tommy, who I feel like thinks maybe, no more than like 5 minutes ahead in advance in his life. And it's just like, well, I'm over this. I'm going to move on.
I did have one moment where I was like, maybe they are endgame, where Sandy and Ness are chatting, and Ness is like, oh, you're just so used to dating 5s and 6s that like this is your first time with an A5 Wagyu steak or whatever, and you're like getting a heartburn, and that's what this is.
But your body will adjust. I burst out laughing.
Yeah, and then after that, plus there's like that touching moment where he was like, oh, Sandy, remember, you have to follow through with the basket. I was like, wait, this is so cute. Maybe they are endgame. And then he got the egg.
I also feel like he's the type of character that like Mindy Kaling always likes to write. Do you remember from the Mindy Project where it was Josh Duhamel, I don't know how to say his last name. And he's like some skater boy. And Mindy was just like, my body is very attracted to your body. But when you speak, my brain gets angry.
Oh,
I feel like that's Sandy.
Yeah. That's Sandy with Tommy.
Yes, I think it is.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, Sandy. I was kind of surprised why it didn't work out that much with his ex, the reality show star.
I think it was like what was his name, like Charlie or something?
That sounds right.
Let's call him Charlie.
Charlie.
I feel like it was because Charlie couldn't draw boundaries with like this newfound success, but he also was like at the expense of your comfort level and your privacy. I'm going to pursue my dreams. And I feel like if I was in Sandy's position, I would be like, get the fuck out of my house. Like,
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I
true.
mean? Like, especially after making the connection for him to break into the industry.
Yeah.
I
And
would
then
be like,
also letting him know what his boundaries were.
yeah, exactly. And I also feel like they should not be showing any part of Sandy. They should not be showing his ass. They should not be showing his face. If he didn't sign like some sort of thing saying like, I explicitly give this show permission to show me. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's just like another, I don't know, ding against Charlie. So
Ugh. What a shame. Maybe in the next season we'll see Sandy get with a beautiful 7, in Nessa's words.
exactly. I mean, if they want to write Charlie back in, like Charlie has his 15 minutes of fame and then he comes crawling back with his tail between his legs, like that could be like a storyline. Not that I support it, but it could be a storyline for Sandy.
Yeah, that could work. That could work. Um, okay. What other relationships? Isla Gordon and the coach, Coach Jay.
Yeah, I feel like it was like, okay, so there's something here. I honestly didn't fully understand why she got together with Lev. Like, I feel like they just kind of jumped into it in the new season, like, oh, we're back together.
Mm.
Um, but I didn't really fully understand why. And then when she
I
got
mean,
together with Jay, it was just like she comes to the realization that like basketball will always come first.
yeah,
And so they like time out on the relationship. And then she wins, which like good for her, but he is like butthurt about it enough to like coach the rival. I don't know. I was like, okay, I feel like y'all are just being like petty children at this point.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think she got back together with Lev because she didn't know how serious the thing was with Jay. And then Jay like shipped off to Boston. So I think she was like trying to like gaslight herself into thinking that, you
She
know,
wanted this.
yeah,
Yeah,
like this is what
I
I want.
see.
I want Lev. Maybe my love for basketball is being conflated with my love for Jay. Jay doesn't even go to this school. Like
Yeah.
he's going to Boston. Like I'm just gonna get back together with Lev. Like plan A still in motion. Let's do this.
Yeah, like maybe it was just like a like I'm comfortable with Lev and like I could, be happy. But then
Yeah.
in reality, she's like, I don't think I want this. The
Yeah.
night before the wedding, I was like, oh, so many deposits have been paid.
Yup.
I thought you guys were scarce on money.
I know, right? Okay. Well,
Well, maybe
geez.
Lev's family is rich. Could be.
Could be. It's possible. Oh man. Or maybe that's how they saved enough money to fund the dancers.
Yeah. They saved
All
a
of
lot of money on florals.
yeah,
Maybe. I don't
exactly.
know, actually.
I don't know either. I've never planned a wedding.
It's a lot.
Yeah, audio yappers. I looked at Poonim meaningfully because her wedding is in October. So she has the inside scoop to planning a wedding.
It's a scam.
Hmm.
Get married at City Hall.
Oh, okay.
No, it's just as soon as you say wedding, the vendors just kind of, I think, inflate their prices in a way that has outpaced probably every other industry. And I think it's just gotten worse since COVID.
Oh God.
So, in the words of our friend Esther, who we referred to earlier, when she and her now husband were planning their wedding, and we were like, oh, like, how has it been like sticking to the budget? They responded with, what budget? So
Yeah.
that's the inside scoop. You probably didn't want to hear it, but it is what it is.
Great. Great.
Yep.
Cool. So what would you say are the consequences of canceling a wedding the night before?
I mean, outside of the financial cost, I think you're going to have a lot of pissed off vendors, and I think you're going to have a lot of nosy ass people trying to figure out what happened. So you are going to have to deal with that blowback in the coming weeks. And like,
Mm.
Sure, if you're the one that called it off, maybe you're, like, fine handling that, but if you're the one that got broken up with the night before and you're still reeling from that,
I'd be pissed. I'd
I
be
think
like,
I would just go
"You're
off the
paying for
grid.
everything."
Yeah. I'd be like, "Great, you can handle all of the costs associated with this."
Yeah, that's what I would do too.
Yeah.
Okay, so the real life story is that Jeannie was married to this tennis star, I think. Oh, never mind. Buss married volleyball player Steve Timmons in 1990, but divorced after 3 years. And then the reason that they broke up was actually because Jeannie was always putting her job first over her relationship, like always the family, the club, like all of that stuff would come first over her relationship. And she also never had children for that reason because she didn't want to miss any work milestones and also didn't want to miss any like children like milestones. So then she was just like, okay, well, I'm not gonna have children then. So Jeannie Buss does not have any children and she is 55 years old. So then, after she got divorced in 1993, she started dating then head coach of the Lakers, Phil Jackson, in December of 1999.
Wow.
And they became engaged in 2013. So they were basically dating for almost 13 or 14 years.
Wow.
And then on December 27th, 2016, they announced the termination of their engagement on Twitter.
Sad.
Sad. Yeah, so they were together for about 17 years, engaged for 3 or 4 of those years, and then I guess ultimately decided that it wasn't gonna work out. But yeah, I think they're still friends. It seems like they have a great working relationship. She, like, still asks him for advice about the Lakers and everything, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
wonder how Running Point will treat this
Yeah.
storyline.
Yeah. Well, I feel like they're setting up a relationship with the hockey guy, the hockey
Oh,
family who shares the stadium. I feel like they're really pushing that. Like, do I feel like Jay is gonna be endgame? Probably. But I feel like there's gonna be, like, another relationship in the mix in season 3, and he's gonna be like, "No, I'm sorry, I love you," and come running back, and then she's gonna drop hockey guy like a hotcake, and then be like, "Basketball, my one true love." Also
yeah.
Jay.
I see that too. Like, depending on how many seasons there are, it sounds
Yeah,
like we've got an opportunity for a Luke McShay
yeah,
relationship. Unclear how serious that will be. And then afterwards, she'll go back to Jay again.
yeah. I could see that.
Yeah. Well, okay. Another real life parallel is Jeannie and Magic Johnson running the Lakers together. Very similar to how Isla Gordon put that other like longtime basketball player in as like the basketball operations guy. I don't know what his name is in
Oh,
the show.
I don't remember.
I always just see him and think Magic Johnson anyway.
Magic.
Yeah, but it's obviously not. Okay, wait, let me look this up. Magic Johnson, running point. Oh no,
No results.
no results. Okay, I don't know who it is, but anyway, this was like more of a plot point in season 1 where Isla
Uh,
Gordon brought up this the basketball player from the Waves as her operations guy, I guess. They didn't really explain his role too much, to be fair. But that is similar to what Jeannie Buss did. So, at the time I said before that Jeannie Buss's brother, Jim, was like the basketball operations dude, and then she was the president. But there were times where her brother would do stuff like trades and everything and like wouldn't
mm,
consult her on them, even though he should have. Um, so then I think it was in 2017 that Jeannie fired Jim and this other guy, Mitch something or other, and then hired Magic Johnson as the
mm,
operations person, and then she was the president. And so they were like kind of running it together for a bit,
mhm.
which was actually part of her dad's initial vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, like surprisingly a lot of parallels from this comedy show and real life.
Interesting. I thought it just like started ended with like this woman becomes like the president of like a premier basketball team with this like family, but I didn't realize it carried through the rest of
Yeah.
the story.
Yeah, it does. And so there's like a couple of things that I wonder will happen in the next season. So I don't know if you heard about this trade, but there is a trade with the Lakers and Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis. Did you hear about this?
No, my basketball news was that Klay Thompson cheated on Megan the Stallion.
Oh
So,
shit, he did? I
girl, you didn't know?
didn't
Anyways,
know that.
how dumb do you have to be to cheat on Megan the Stallion?
She's the stallion. Two
Tell me,
E's.
tell me about this trade.
Okay. So I mentioned the trade because I feel like I am not in the basketball world at all. You can
Clearly.
probably tell. And I know you may know by my size. You may be surprised. No, but I am not. Yeah, so this trade happened last year. It was like February 2025. Just like everyone was going crazy on social media about
Oh,
this.
that one. It was
Yeah.
something to do with one his like weight or something?
No. Okay, so what happened is Luka Doncic was like honestly, he was like one of the top players, if not the top player in the NBA. And he was traded from the Dallas Mavericks to the LA
Right.
Lakers for Anthony Davis in
Mhm.
a 3-team deal facilitated by the Utah Jazz. I don't know what that means, so we'll just ignore that for now.
Is
And
that like when a random third country tries to facilitate like peacetime talks in war?
it's possible. I was
Is
also
that how that
thinking,
works?
okay, this is my other analogy. I was thinking it could have been, in like computer science, where if you want to like swap values for variables, you have to like assign the value to a third variable so that you can like save the value and then like swap that way. You know what I mean?
No.
Okay.
I haven't taken any computer science classes, Ruchi.
Okay, wait. Let's say if you got x equals 3 and you've got y equals 4, but you want x to be 4 and you want y to be 3.
Yeah.
So you say, okay, we've got x equals 3, y equals 4. I'm going to introduce Z, the Utah Jazz. I'm going to say Z is equal to 3. So that way I make y equal to the Z value, which is 3.
Yeah.
Wait, no. I make y equal to z. So now both y and z are 4. And then, are you with me? Are you with me?
I cannot emphasize enough how very much not with you I am. But I'm thinking like you have 2 boxes. You want to swap the content of the boxes. You have a third box to put.
That's exactly it. You've got a staging area. That's
Because
exactly it.
I thought this whole time X was 3 and now suddenly Y was 3.
Okay, you know what? I forgot my own variables and their values, but the boxes were correct. That's exactly it. You need a staging area to save the values. You need a Utah Jazz to save the values of the players.
So they sent Luka to Utah to hang out for you got a layover.
So let's ignore Utah completely. What happened? Here's what. Hey, stay with me. I'm saying this to myself at this point. Okay, focus. Stay with me. Okay, so we've got Luka. Luka was with the Dallas Mavericks. We've got Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is with the Lakers.
Right.
And then we were just swapping them. The mechanics of how they are swapped are no longer important. Okay, so this made history. This made history in February 2025 because it was apparently the first time in NBA history that 2 reigning all NBA team players were traded for each other mid-season. But not only that, it was hella lopsided because, as I said before, Luka was like the like best like person in the NBA at the time, and the fact that he was being traded for Anthony Davis, who was good, but also he is a lot older. He's like apparently 6 years older than Luka, and yeah, he's just like, it feels like he's like on the outs, whereas Luka is a rising star. So it's like, why in the world would you trade these two people? Anyway, so that being said, Luka is now playing for the LA Lakers. So I was wondering if maybe that would be in the stars for the next season.
Oh, I could
of
see
Running
them
Point.
writing that in.
I feel like it has to.
Yeah, I feel like that was such a big deal. Like, even I heard of, I mean, granted, I had no business being in this fantasy basketball league, and yet I was. And the group chat was blowing up. And all I know is that one of the other teams, run by our friend named Tony, changed his team name to Fat Luca's Revenge and made the picture a hamburger. Because I guess they were like, Luca's overweight? Question mark? And that was like part of it. Unless Fat Luca's Revenge is something completely separate.
Yes, no, you're totally right. Okay, so it says the Mavericks stated that they traded Doncic in order to improve the team's defense, and the Mavericks also had concerns about his behavior, work ethic, and conditioning, as he reportedly weighed as much as 270 pounds.
I feel like for football, you're like, sure, standard. For basketball, I don't know about that.
I feel like they're pretty lean in basketball because they have to like run. They have to like run and do like quick movements and stuff.
Yeah. Because I feel like for football, right, it's like the muscle and so they don't
The like
get dead when they get
mass.
tackled. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, their belief that Doncic would not be able to improve his fitness was disproven when Doncic underwent a physical transformation after the Lakers' playoff exit, appearing in a Men's Health magazine article. So,
Do you think GLP-1s were involved? Go. That's a conversation for a different day.
it's possible. I don't know. I feel like athletes don't really mess with the GLP-1s, right? Right? I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know
I don't
anything.
know. Like, if you're trying to lose the weight quick, if anyone's going to have access to that, it's them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know. I feel like their conditioning would be enough to be like, you can't. Well, because you know what, guys, like, it's like their metabolism is so high that no matter how many calories they eat, like, they have to eat so many calories in order to gain muscle and, bulk up or whatever.
Yeah.
Just stupid.
Again, a conversation for a different day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get heated.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's also just nature of leaving Texas. Maybe he's just like a really big fan of barbecue. And I don't know.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
I'm just pointing out,
including Luca.
for potential reason.
It's possible. Well,
Because
anyway.
I could have sworn there was somebody who went to a New Orleans team. I think Michael was telling me about this. I don't know. Maybe I'm making it up. Listeners, if you know what the hell I'm talking about, drop a comment because I have forgotten my point.
Yappers, we are so out of our depth here. You cannot tell. Our little feet are flapping under the water. Oh my god. Okay, great. Well, anyway, apparently that trade was like the weirdest trade ever, and people are like, what is going on? Why would you make such a dumb trade? So anyway, we'll see what happens. I guess my question for you, with your vast knowledge of the Lakers players and the Waves players, who do you think is Anthony Davis on the Waves? Like the Anthony Davis analogous player.
Okay, so you just told me that he was older.
Yeah.
So maybe Marcus, but is he as like big of a superstar as Marcus is? Or is Marcus like LeBron?
Well, Marcus also had an Achilles tear, so.
Marcus also went to China and got some suspicious treatment and then
Yeah,
was
okay.
running on that knee. And I'm like, I feel like you have to go through a lot of conditioning just to make sure that this thing works.
I low-key, that felt like kind of an Air Bud moment
A
in the
little bit of a
way,
red herring. Yeah.
yeah, in the way that he was like, yeah, I just went to China and got like this experimental treatment and now I'm good. Also, I'm gonna conveniently have an Achilles tear and that's gonna end my season.
Yeah.
What? Is there
I'm
no
like,
experimental magic procedure in China for an Achilles tendon?
I don't know. He hasn't looked yet, probably. He's
Oh
probably
my god.
Googling it right now. Because if it was that easy, I think we need to send half of these guys to China for the experimental procedures.
Yeah. Wait, so then I was also confused because I really thought that the ACL, like I assume he hurt his ACL, like tore his ACL or whatever. I thought that was a worse injury than like the Achilles, right? Is that wrong?
I thought they're both like really bad, like
Oh.
potentially career ending.
Oh my.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
Season ending for sure, but I didn't know that it would be career ending.
Yeah, because I have to imagine like the recovery for both of those is really long. And if you're not playing
Hmm.
for super duper long, like, I don't know, are your contracts going to get renewed or
Hmm.
are you
So
even going to be up to par once you recover like pre injury? Can you ever get back to that level? Maybe if you're younger. But if you get that injury when you're older, I don't know. I'm
mm.
skeptical.
So recovery time is less than a week is what you're saying.
Yeah, if you go to China, because they've figured it out, apparently.
You just go to China, they'll like slap you back together.
They'll
It's
fix you right
fine.
up. They'll fix
It's
you right
fine.
up.
It's all good. It's all
Yeah.
good. Don't,
Don't even worry. Yeah. Don't even worry.
Marcus is the Anthony Davis that is gonna get traded anyway. So no matter what, just don't get too attached to Marcus Winfield.
Yeah, no.
Oh boy. Um okay. Another, I guess not question, but there were a bunch of cameos in this season of Running
So
Point season 2.
many.
Uh Adam DeMarco had a
Uh-huh.
cameo as the coach from Ohio or something. Oh my god.
Yes.
When he came on screen, I was like, this guy again? He's
Again.
everywhere. Most recently in Something Very Bad Is Going to Happen, Netflix show that came
Yes.
out
Yes.
like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
And White Lotus, of course, which we also
Yeah.
talked about in our episode. We also have Macaulay Culkin, who
Mm-hmm.
appeared in various stages of his life.
He needs his glasses to see.
So sweet. Yeah, and if you did not know, Macaulay Culkin and Brenda Song are married, so
Yes.
he will probably have many cameos even in the next season as well.
Nice.
Um, I saw an interview with Brenda Song and Kate Hudson, and they were like doing this interview about how Macaulay Culkin is like actually super excited about being on this show. So
Aww.
he's like constantly pitching ways where he can just like show up and be a part of the cast.
That's cute.
It's very sweet. Okay, and then we also had Norm Stinson, played by Ray Romano,
Yep.
who also had another famous scene slash cameo during a bad interview in The Office.
Oh.
Do you remember this?
No.
He interviews for Michael's job in season 7.
Oh,
The episode
okay.
is called
That's
Search
probably why I
Committee.
don't even think I got that far.
There are actually quite a lot of cameos in that episode. They had like Jim Carrey.
Oh, wow.
I can't remember who else. Okay, I only remember Jim Carrey and Ray Romano, but like I'm sure there are like way more other like famous actors in that episode of The Office. But yeah, it's quite funny. He asks for a relocation, and then they're like, "Why do you need a relocation when you live in Scranton?" And then he was like, "I want to be further away from my coworkers." And they're like, "What?"
What a vibe.
Yeah, it's very weird. Anyway, yeah, that was Ray Romano, famous bad interviewer cameos. And then he gets this job, so that's nice.
Good for him.
Good for him. Did you
Um,
catch any other cameos?
there was one, like, press conference they were doing, and the interviewer that was asking them a question was Shauna Malwae-Tweep from
Oh,
Parks and Rec.
yeah! Oh my god,
She came
yes!
on the screen, and I was like, "Shauna Malwae-Tweep?"
Yeah, I recognized her face, but I could not place her.
Yeah.
Now it's all coming back to me. Shauna
Mhm.
Malwae-Tweep. What's the actual actress's name?
I could
Shauna.
not tell you. In my head and in my heart, she will always be Shauna.
Okay. Shauna Newport, nay Malwae-Tweep, is played by Allison Becker.
Oh, okay.
Yes, she was also in uh Curb Your Enthusiasm. Great.
Nice.
Nice.
I feel like comedy shows always pull from, like, the same pool of people. It's like British shows, you know? It's like
Yeah.
the same subset of people that you always see.
Yeah, and then you're like, "Wait, that guy again? I, like,
Ag
just saw him." Um, okay, and then wait, did you have any other cameos?
There were probably some that I recognized that I just didn't know their names, but, yeah, I feel like this season had a lot.
Yeah. I think that's kinda just, like, Mindy Kaling's style too. She's, like,
Yeah.
pulls in a lot of people. Oh, I guess, I think his name is Ike Barinholtz, who
Yeah.
is one of the writers of the show, also plays, their cousin. I forget their cousin's name. Brat
Benny?
Benny, yes, plays cousin Benny. Also in the Mindy Project as
Yeah.
a side character.
He's a nurse at their
Yes.
practice. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Not a person, but a cameo that I saw was I mean, they explicitly said it, but it was like Cam was reading The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
Yeah!
I, like, burst out laughing.
Oh my god, I'm glad that they put that in there because when he was reading that, I was like, "That cover looks super familiar to me." And I was, like, trying to, like, pause so I could read the cover, and then he just said, like, "Oh, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo," and I was like, "I knew it." Another media reference is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yes, that was a good nod. I, like, chuckled at that.
Yeah. I think she was, breaking up with Lev, right?
Lev.
And then she
Yeah.
was like, "Well, that's how to lose a guy in 10 minutes."
Yep. I also feel like her dresses, like, especially, like, the silk ones, were kinda like nods to her character from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, because she had that, like, iconic yellow one, right? Or maybe
Oh.
that's just, like, her style and she's, like, really good at pulling it off, but I feel like they kept, like, bringing that back in, like, her fashion looks, yeah.
I see that. It might be both. Maybe it's like that was also how she wanted to be dressed in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And then they're like, let's just carry that style over.
I mean, it works on her.
It does. Oh my gosh. Body is tea.
Mhm.
Okay. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
Um, oh, and this actually made me laugh out loud. In the very first episode when they're doing their, like, I think it's Marcus's girlfriend or wife is hosting some, like, charity event, and
Mhm.
their cause of choice was eradicate cystic acne.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's like, as a cystic acne warrior, this is a cause I can get behind. And the carpet is the rosacea carpet.
Oh my god.
I was like, stop.
It
This
was
felt very,
giving
it was giving beef, save the frogs.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's giving Save the Frogs. Oh, man.
Too good.
Too good. Alright. What are your predictions for the next season?
I don't think even if Marcus doesn't come back to play on the team, I don't think he's out of the show. I feel like they'll have him incorporate as like part of the team or like him and Ness maybe to like, I don't know, for like the actual like team logistics and stuff. I feel like he might be more involved. Um I think that they're going to tee up some sort of like dramatic trades, and obviously there's gonna be some showdown between her and Jay.
Yep,
I think she's gonna get together with the hockey guy,
I think so
because he had
too.
just way too much screen time this season not to.
Yeah, there's some tension building there.
Yeah. I think Cam's gonna keep, like, pushing it until he fully, like, breaks. And so I kind of wonder if, like, the end of season 3, it's, like, him going back to rehab or something.
Mm.
Because they teed it up with the guy, um, his, sober buddy or whatever. It was like, "This is a lot even for you."
Oh, wait, Sober Buddy, also a cameo. I've seen that guy
Yeah.
everywhere.
He's in he's like that stoner show. It's really funny.
Blake Anderson plays
Yes.
Leroy. Yes. Workaholics.
Workaholics. Yes. Okay. That's yes. Also, the fact that he could be mistaken for anybody's sober buddy because he plays these characters, right? And I understand casting like good people and like comedic talent, but I feel like he's one of those people that you can't separate him from like past characters he's played,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. He just has that unique look,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah, yeah.
like stereotypical, to be honest. Oh man. Okay, yeah. I think for the most part I agree with your predictions. I'm kind of excited to see how they will play the Luke McShay
Yeah.
theme. I guess like part of me is because I did this deep dive on the parallels to real life. I was like, "Oh my god, maybe they will end up getting married. Like they'll end up marrying Isla Gordon and this Luke McShay person and then they'll divorce after like a month." But then I was like, but she almost went down that route with Lev and then didn't.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they would do that again.
I feel
We'll
like
see.
it's gonna be like a basketball versus hockey thing that's gonna put strain on their relationship or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know. And I do hope Sandy finds someone next season, a beautiful seven.
I do too. I like Sa It's just like, I wish I was a sassy gay. I was like, "Oh, Sandy."
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Aruna, sorry, that was another
oh
cameo.
yeah,
She played the
another cameo, Aruna.
cousin in Never Have I Ever.
Yes, yes. The Mindy Kaling universe, you can kind of
Yes,
see
the
the
MKCU.
tendrils. Yes, MKSU. Oh, I think the another thing that they're teeing up is Allie and Ness.
Yes. I feel like they've been showing them more together. Although I
Yeah.
feel like there's not a whole lot, like, chemistry-wise. I
Yeah.
think maybe they'll, like, fall into it in the next season, but I feel like right now there's nothing there. They're just kinda, like, laying the groundwork.
Yeah. Well, I
You know
also
what I mean?
think Allie is still married to her
Yeah,
husband who wants to be a stand-up comedian in Austin.
in Austin.
So I think that is gonna probably go poorly, as you would
Yeah,
expect. And then maybe tee it up for Allie and Ness
yeah.
storyline. Because we didn't see Batuin at all this season either.
No, we didn't. Um, I don't even this isn't even prediction. This is I hope that there's less of, like, the Dyson dating storyline.
Oh
That felt a
yeah.
little bit, like, unnecessary to me.
I like
I don't
totally
know.
forgot about that storyline until they showed them at dinner and I was like, "Oh yeah, that guy."
That guy. Well, because I feel like I understand in season 1, that was, like, a win on Isla's part of, like, scouting this guy and bring him on the team and coaching him up so that he can do his fun little grandma lobs to
Yeah.
get baskets.
Yep.
But, like, in season 2, I just don't think he's, like, as important of a character. And they're just like, "Okay, yeah, negotiate, like, know your worth, get a better contract, blah, blah, blah," and then random dating arc, question mark. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not working for me, I think.
Yeah. I think this is the other thing that kind of confused me with this season of Running Point is that I felt like Isla's role was not very cohesive. And like maybe this was the point is that she would kind of step in to solve problems left and right and like put out fires left and right where it's not really within her scope to do that. Like
Yeah.
it was a situation between players and then she stepped in and kind of set up Travis with this other like WNBA person um to like help solve his love life, which also to be fair was like Lev's idea.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, great.
Great.
But then that was also like a coach's problem. And then there
Yeah.
was like another situation going on with Al, and there was like another situation going on somewhere else with some other player. Like the relationship between her and Marcus Winfield, I felt like is what we've seen in other movies, other sports movies or other sports TV series as being the relationship between like a coach and the player. So I was like kind of confused about like what her scope of work is.
Scope of work. Quite a bit of scope creep, if we're gonna be honest.
Yeah, I was like, Isla, you need to learn how to delegate more as a woman in power. You can't be doing everything.
I mean, at least she did, like, talk to the coach, and she was like, "Remind Marcus that he's your best girl." And
Mm,
I feel like that was the only example where, like, we saw her be like, "You need to solve this."
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, but I was just like, it always kind of just felt like she was playing the hero. Like every
Yeah.
situation, it was like, oh, like this is the coaching technique. Like we have to do it Chicago style.
That should have been the coach's realization. And Michael even said the same thing too when we were watching yesterday. It's like,
Yeah. I was like, Norm, what are you doing here?
yeah, get with it, guy.
Yeah. Ugh, wild. Anyway, okay. Regardless, I think predictions on point. Um, who haven't we talked about? I guess that's it. Cam,
I mean, there was like
Al.
Jackie
Oh yeah,
and
Jackie,
yeah, Ness,
Sophia.
Cam. Sophia's his girlfriend, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, okay. Again, I don't think we needed as much of that.
Yeah,
Peripheral
and
storyline.
and then she got healthcare and then like pieced out.
Yeah, then she's like in DC, and I was like, all right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever you want to do. Wishing you the best. Huh. Okay.
And then I feel
Um.
like the Jackie, like deer in the headlights at all. I don't know. Anything that comes up, he's just like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, oh, what are you going to do in DC while she's at work? He's like, I don't know. Wait for her to get back. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
Jackie, come
Jackie.
on.
I do appreciate that. I feel like Jackie had much more of a growth arc this season compared to last season. And I feel like he has trajectory even for season 3 because he's going to get a promotion and start doing a lot more in season 3. So I'm excited to see how that plays out for him.
Yeah, I would agree. All
Anything
right.
else you want to talk about before we move on to ratings?
No, I think we covered all there is to cover and even
And then
stuff
some.
we didn't even know how. So,
Yeah, we truly peanut buttered as much as we could about the NBA stuff.
yeah, but just shooting from the hip, off the
Hmm.
dome.
Classic. Okay, ratings. Quality and enjoyment out of 5.
I would put enjoyment as 4 because I actually thought it was pretty funny. There were some parts that I definitely laughed out loud. I think Mindy Kaling shows are always so like quick with the dialogue. So I like that. I think quality, I don't know. I'll say like a 3. Um, like not terrible, not fantastic. It was just like a nice, fun show to binge on a Saturday afternoon. So yeah,
Yeah, I would completely agree. I think same ratings. Quality
nice
3, enjoyment 4. I wasn't like,
alignment.
yeah, alignment. I wasn't like craving to watch the next episode, but I think I enjoyed it almost as a background show, to be honest. Just like kind of nice. Like didn't have to think too hard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not like
Yeah,
you have to be seated and you have to keep track and it's like, yeah, it was not very light
very light.
watching.
Yeah, light watch. Um, Who would you recommend this show to? And be as niche and specific as possible.
I would recommend this show to people who want oh god, I'm not gonna explain this very well.
I can't wait.
People who enjoy being sports adjacent without being the sport itself.
That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. I would 100% agree with that. People who like I can't even say. People who like watching basketball without really needing to know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no stake in the game. You don't need to know any of the terms. You're just there for the drama and the comedy.
Yeah. Keep it high level. Keep it
Just
high
the
level.
vibes.
It's vibes. It's vibes. Amazing. Okay. Great. I guess we can move on to our end of episode segments, which is, there's there's like a variety of things now we've got going on. Binge in progress. What have you been watching, and or what are you looking forward to?
Well, the pit just ended, so that was like a big one. I've been watching the newest season of Survivor because of Shalini, basically, which I am enjoying. I feel like starting on season 50, you're just spoiled because it's very fun. I've been watching the new season of Euphoria, although I'm like an episode or two behind.
I've been hearing a lot of like maybe not scandals, but I've been hearing a lot of like things going on with these episodes and
I
Sydney
think there's
Sweeney
just a lot of
drama.
drama surrounding the show. It's like Sam Levinson's like creative choices. There might be beef between like Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney because like they have not done any press events together.
Mm.
Um, Obviously they had like two like beloved cast members pass away between season 2 and season 3.
Oh,
Um,
I
yeah.
didn't know
So
that.
it's like Eric Dane, who was McSteamy, had like
Oh,
very rapidly progressing ALS, and so he, I think, just passed a few months ago. But he's in a few of the episodes. Um, and then the guy that played Fezco, uh, he I think passed from an overdose like a year or
oh.
two ago. So I feel like it's like not the full cast, and there was also like original season 1 cast members that chose not to return.
Mm.
So it's also like some of those were also like very compelling characters like Kat. So I don't know. I don't know where they're going to take this season. And also another drama thing is Labyrinth, who did the soundtrack, who has like a very, specific sound that he does, like I would say musical genius.
Mhm.
Um like posted on Instagram or like social media like a week before the season was going to come out that was like fuck Euphoria, like fuck these shows, like I'm done. And
Whoa.
like it's crazy, but as a backup I think they got like Hans Zimmer to do the soundtrack, which like Hans Zimmer also genius, love him,
Wait,
but
hold
it's a
on.
very different vibe, right? Like
Labyrinth's backup was Hans Zimmer.
yeah, just unpack that statement.
What is this fever dream?
Yeah, so I feel like Euphoria has a lot of like not show content related discussion just around it.
Yeah, okay, maybe that's all the stuff that I've been seeing. Just a lot of like
Yeah,
weird drama around it.
drama. And then let's see. Oh, I've been watching Margot's Got Money Troubles, which I read the
Oh,
book and I absolutely loved the book. And it is a star-studded cast. It's on Apple TV, so highly recommend watching it because I'm loving it so far.
nice. Okay, out of all of those shows, if a yapper who loved Running Point wanted to find something else to watch, which one of those shows would you recommend?
Oh, out of those shows.
Out of those shows, the four. Was it Euphoria, Pitt, Survivor, and what was the last
Margot's
one?
got
Margot's
Margot's got
Got Money
money.
Troubles. Yeah.
I would say Margot's Got Money Troubles, but you need to be okay with like some level of nudity. It's not like, a PG-13 comedy show on Netflix. It's like It's very good. But
Okay.
it is Apple TV, and it's HBO-esque in terms of how many boobies you see.
Nice. Yappers,
Nice.
I do think Poonim and Shalini are going to do an episode on Margot's Got Money Troubles when the finale is out. I think in like a month or so.
Something like that. I don't think it's very long. I think it's maybe like 8 episodes.
Okay, great. So if you liked Running Point and you're okay with nudity, Margot's Got Money Troubles is the show
There
for
you go.
If you liked Running Point and you're maybe not okay with nudity, there's another Apple TV show, Loot, which I feel like has similar
Oh,
vibes to
yeah.
Running Point. So yeah, very like wealthy protagonist in a new environment, women in power
Like stepping into
vibes.
a new role and simultaneously finding themselves.
Yes. So if you liked Running Point, those are our recommendations. And we also have a BYR episode on Loot. So watch Loot
Yeah.
and then listen to our episode. Okay, great. So we're trying out this new thing called This Week in Entertainment because Shalini is off social media. So I keep making references to things and she's like, what? And so
Oh my God.
we're doing this segment to also let her know what's going on. The theme for This Week in Entertainment is breakups, unfortunately. So
Yikes.
if you recall, I think a couple episodes ago, I had said that Helena Bonham Carter was going to be in White Lotus season 4.
Yeah.
No longer.
No more.
No more. I think she had some kind of spat with Mike White and then wasn't cool with her character and choices or something. And so she's no longer a part of the cast. Rip. Another breakup. Perry and Tina from Love on the Spectrum.
Aw.
Yeah, it was
Sad.
announced earlier this week that they are no longer together. I think still on good terms, still friendly,
That's good.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my updates.
Another notable breakup. Megan Rapinoe and her partner Sue Bird.
Sue Bird, yeah.
Sue Bird, yeah. So they announced their split this week. So
This
I
is
feel
so
like
sad.
the internet is devastated.
God, I'm devastated.
Right?
They were such a power couple.
Truly. So sad.
No. Were they married?
I think they were married.
They were together for almost 10 years.
Damn.
Oh man. You know who else broke up this week?
Who?
Do you know David Suh Photo?
Yes! Oh my god!
Yeah.
So sad! Were they married? Or were they
No.
dating for a long time? I feel like they were dating for a long time.
David Suh and Neva Rose broke up. Yeah. So if you're not on Instagram,
You're
that's
not gonna
fine.
know who he
These
is.
names don't mean anything to you. But David,
it's not gonna mean anything to you, but the others.
yeah. But David Suh, I really liked him. I've been following him for a long time.
Yeah.
He's the guy who would like teach you how to pose in photographs, and he would always end his videos with like a little duck quack and be like, wah, and it'd be like a picture of him like posing. Anyway, I really liked him because I feel like he was very secure in his masculinity to be able to like teach women how to pose. And men
Not
too,
only that, but
yeah.
teaching them how to pose in a dress and a wig.
Yes.
That is a secure man right there.
Yeah. I really like him. Wishing the best for him as well. But yeah, this week had so many breakups. Oh my god.
So much drama.
Too much drama. Oh well. Well, maybe next week will be better.
Oh my god.
You know, there is a good news. Also this week was April 25th, which as you know, is the perfect date.
Yeah. You only need a light sweater.
Not too cold. All you need is a light jacket.
I also think it's like the 40th anniversary of the Chernobyl disaster, so I'm just going to throw that one in the mix.
Why would you do that? What? Why would you think that's a good idea? Oh my god. Okay. Let me try to salvage this somehow. Well, thank you so much, Poonim, for joining us and being a guest host for our Running Point Season 2 episode. And we will see you in a future episode of BYR for Margot's Got Money Troubles. Hopefully nothing messes up with our schedule, and we will still do that. Shalini and I are trying to be more organized with our episodes. So at this time, Margot's Got Money Troubles is on the schedule. So yes, thank you, Poonim.
Bye.
Thanks for yapping with us. If you loved this episode, have some hot takes we missed, or if you've got a show you're dying for us to binge next, follow us on socials. We're at Binge Yap Repeat.
Until next time, happy binging!